Lobster Magnet. Lobster's a 10, I told you grab it.
Welcome to Lobster Magnets Review, the channel, the review. I'm here with my good old buddies Gorogregoro and Zavule, and we are here to talk about the latest chapter of One Piece. It's the name of the treasure in the Grand Line. Yayo.
Set sail for One Piece.
Jesus Christ, you're tone deaf. I think you should actually get tested for that. I'm serious.
I think that was a pretty good...
hate music.
Testing for what? The Yayo song?
Tone deaf. I'm 90% sure he's actually tone deaf.
I thought that was pretty good One Piece rap. Yayo. So Scott, you weren't here for last week. Give us a brief summation of what you thought of like the big reveal of Big Father.
All right. So I mean, I won't lie. If I had the option to like have like a giant fucking murder goon follow me around just because I could make them food, I would totally do it.
Okay, I actually had problems with this this murder goon that was following Big Mom.
Well, he's not a murder goon. He's like the brains of the operation, apparently.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Big Mom. Big Mom is the fucking murder goon.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, hey, I have food. Do what I say. I'll give you food. Yeah. What do you think? Huh? She's basically evil Luffy. The longer this goes on, the more I am 100% convinced that she is evil Luffy.
Look, I kind of wanted Big Mom to sort of develop these ideas on her own and not have like some little goblin creature to influence her. It seems really similar to like what happened with Dom Flamingo and with Treble, right? Where Treble's like, hey Dolphy, do this for me. You're gonna be a great pirate king. You're gonna be a great Shibukai.
Well, remember, Treble didn't like influence it. Dolphy's like commanders just like walked up to him and said like, all right, kid, we're gonna do whatever the fuck you want now. And they were just like content in life that the greatest thing they would ever do is just serve this fucking child.
Yeah.
But you see, the Treble guy, he was like, he considered himself the mastermind of like implanting...
No, he's not. He's a fucking moron.
He was like,
Treble.
He was thinking he was a manipulated. He was like manipulating Dolphy to do all this stuff.
Like Dolphy already was going to do all this shit. He just enabled him. He was the reek to Ramsay Bolton. If we're gonna like fucking bring out this, Game of Thrones comparison.
Yeah, I kind of gotta agree with like Isaac here. Like, let's be clear here. Dolphy was already pretty much like a violent sociopath to begin with. And like, if we're really going with that, then like, why didn't his brother turn out like just as psychotic? Like there has to be.
It's true. They were in the same family. As much time with Treble.
Yeah. So anyway, just like the more this goes on, the more I am like 100% convinced that Big Mom is basically like a giant evil Luffy.
Gender swap Luffy.
I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
I imagine she is in some way capacity, but like, would Luffy make this elaborate kind of red wedding plan? I mean, that takes a lot of.
This is why I said giant evil Luffy, and let's be clear here. I'm pretty sure her children are actually the ones like running the fucking show. It's like how the One Piece pirates like will come up with really intelligent plans and execute them every once in a while, but boy does Luffy not really get in on that. He's more like just like pointed at stuff and told go punch it. Like I'm pretty sure like Pudding or like some of the other children were like, okay, so why don't we just kill them all? And she's like, do I get a cake? Yeah, you get a cake. Yeah, okay, we can just kill them all. Like, I feel like that is her biggest concern, is whether or not she gets a fucking wedding cake.
Yeah, man, they destroyed that fucking wedding cape. Although, yeah, I do love how these past two chapters we've seen everything completely go to shit.
Yeah, and I'm also just going to point out that, again, increasingly convinced she's about as smart as Luffy, because her entire plan, and as far as we know, still her entire plan since she's working with Clown Caesar to make people big, is, what if I make everybody my size, so then there won't be any problems with discrimination? Like, are you fucking serious? This is your plan? Oh my god, you have no... Fuck. Fuck.
Is this the original reason why Caesar Clown was doing this? The experiments on children?
This is the
it's
reason
100%.
why.
They did it like 30 chapters ago. They would see where Caesar just says he's like extorting from her, and he would always say, "I'm almost got it. I just need a little bit more money."
Yeah, like I said, she is as smart as Luffy. This is a Luffy plan. If Luffy was a fucking Yonko, and could do whatever the fuck he wanted, this would be one of his plans. Like, what if we made everyone stretchy? Then no one could get hurt. What? Okay, I need to contact this weird clown-looking motherfucker, and then we can like work on artificial
artificial gum fruits.
Yes, for everyone.
Scott, I'm wondering. Okay, I when you describe it like that, I could see it. The Big Mom One Piece. I mean, the Big Mom Luffy comparison. But what do you think about that little imp creature that was just? It happened so by chance. He had like the perfect devil fruit power to accompany Big Mom and start like this whole giant pirate organization. It felt
too inconvenient.
It was too.
The man.
You mean it was too convenient?
Too convenient.
I guess. I mean, come on though. Like, One Piece is full of shit like that. like the salvage monkeys, which I found out are a pun, because of course it's a pun.
Wait, what's the pun for the salvage monkeys?
Sato is Japanese for monkey, and so when you see them, they're always yelling "Sarovage, Sarovage."
Oh,
which is why they're goddamn monkeys.
Wait, what does Satovach mean?
Sato is monkey, and so it's a pun on the Japanese pronunciation of the English word salvage. So it's Sarovage.
Oh.
So that's why they're goddamn monkeys.
Oh, okay.
This is even before we were introduced to like the fucking like concept of minks, and we just like, oh, okay, monkey people in One Piece. That's fine.
Sure. That's fine. Sure. That's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. We don't need an explanation.
Oh,
you're right there? Okay.
I'm willing to go with a certain amount of coincidence, because One Piece is always kind of just banked on weird shit like that.
Yeah. Basically, the devil fruits have always been Oda's excuse to make up whatever crazy fruit power is convenient for him or cool for him at the moment.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, I'm willing to, let it go for a little bit, because this chapter did speed things along in terms of the rest of the story. The Straw Hat Pirates, running into some trouble with Big Mom's lieutenants, and then Sanji's family being free and putting on the badass whatchamacallit, Sentai suits or whatever.
Yeah.
And rescuing them.
I'm really looking forward to seeing just how much of a clusterfuck this becomes after their plan failed.
Oh, yeah. It is like so fucking bad. Like, I love the Big Father. The Big Father is like a fucking amazing design, but like even in this chapter, it's like the one little thing of, and something I also kind of like. I like how the Big Mom pirates are kind of like super. They're pretty fucking confident. They feel like a step above the usual sort of like mini stooges that we see in most One Piece pirate crews.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
like you know,
God, he's fucking cooler than Frankie. Jesus Christ, look at that design. Like guns everywhere, fucking like castle walls and shit. This is badass. That is everything I had ever hoped from like the devil fruit he ate. Because Jesus Christ, like for the longest time, like okay, I guess that's kind of neat. It's kind of dumb though, and then all of a sudden it's like I am a giant fucking like medieval looking golem back. Fuck you. Look at that.
it's almost kind of like we were talking about this last week. It's almost kind of like that rock monster for the Never-Ending Story, only 10 times more badass because his like fucking hands are like cannons.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool. I fucking love that.
And he's got like the chimney cigar that he's like smoking out of.
Yeah.
But
That
this
was
chapter,
really cool.
it looks like the fucking the big castle or big father's getting its ass fucked. Or well, maybe that's a little bit too crude. It's getting fucked over. Things are not going well for Big Father.
Yeah.
Blue Pill is kicking the shit out of the Red Pill right now in the matriarchy versus patriarchy war in One Piece.
Guys, I have a question about this chapter. I'm looking through it briefly. There's this secret treasure that this one random character
Oh my God,
comes
Ray,
upon.
you don't remember the
Well,
like Chekhov's gun from like
Come on,
600
I've been
chapters
waiting
ago?
for someone to open that goddamn thing for like, God, years now. I guess.
Years. You
Yeah.
want to know what it is, Greg? Do you want me to fucking explain it to you?
Yeah, where did this come from? What is this about?
Oh my God.
I've been watching the anime and then only recently gotten into the manga.
Remember Fishman Island, the tomato box?
Not really.
Okay, I'm going to go deep dive here. So basically, back in Fishman Island, the tomato box was a legendary treasure of the Ryuga Kingdom that was like kept in storage. Horty Jones got his hands on it, and that's how he got the stupid energy steroids that gave him his stupid steroids power up. So then one of the ministers like put in explosives in the tomato box.
Yeah.
And then that box was like, given away to Big Mom as tribute. Because Big Mom demanded...
it was gonna blow up?
Yeah, there are explosives in that box. It's a Chekhov's gun that we've been waiting for like 300 chapters to see someone open.
What is this term Chekhov's gun that you're referring to?
God, it's an old like theater term. It's basically like if you introduce a gun in the first act, you have to use it in the third act. Like you can't just have it sit there the entire time, because all anyone will ever do is just like sit there and go, "What the fuck? What about the gun you introduced? What about the gun you introduced? When does that happen?" So like they put explosives in this box. So now the entire time I have just been sitting there going like, "Okay, when somebody opens the box, open the box, open the motherfucking box."
Exactly.
I swear to God, I will kill you. Open the fucking box.
This is actually pretty nuts. I didn't even realize. I didn't even remember that thing. When was this thing delivered?
They made a very big point of it at the end of Fishman Island that this box is super important, and you're supposed to go like, "Oh fuck, Big Mom's gonna hate Luffy because she's gonna open up the box and get explosives in her face, and shit's gonna go down."
So there's not even any treasure in it. It's just an empty box with explosives.
Yep. So obviously Oda has been had this thing forever, and he's waiting. I'm hoping when someone actually opens up the box, it'll be as good as when Usopp did the God Usopp face with sugar, and it'll be like some hilarious 2-page spread, and we'll be like, the box went off, and it'll somehow.
Oh, maybe that will be the thing that finally catches Big Mom off guard.
It could be. As of right now, that's the best thing because they're completely fucked. The capsule's immobilized. The guns, immediately the cool turret guns are incapacitated with Moichi by Mr. Anime, and creepy tongue guy licks up the castle and it's held in place. They can't run away. And, Big Mom is back to consciousness. She is beating the shit out of it, and Beijing is not looking very good right now.
Yeah. This plan, something's got to happen. They don't have an escape plan now that Brule's been recaptured.
No, like this is all basically leading up to like one giant, massive knockdown, drag out fight because nobody has an out anymore.
Yeah, or they're just like running away, and then someone like Judge sacrifices himself to buy time. But they're completely fucked. It's been very established that like the Big Mom billion-dollar commander's children are not to be messed with. They're all pretty good. I'm really curious to see the Germa 66 fight against them, just because like we don't really know how good they are, and I've kind of been really curious to see them measure up.
Well, I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like we have a pretty good estimation because the only way that Judge managed to stop Sanji was by like throwing henchmen at him until it stopped being a problem. And I honestly feel like they're probably in that tier where they're good, but probably
they're like Sanji tier, right?
Having Sanji kick the shit out of them if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
Close to Sanji
I would probably put them probably maybe around like the Nico Robin level of like ass kickery. So like
okay,
fourth in the level of power behind in the Straw Hats.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's as good of an estimation as any I've heard, because I've always kind of wondered.
I mean, you got like 5 of them or like 4 of them running around. So, and plus if they manage to get their henchmen in there, that'll probably even things out a little bit. So, yeah, like I'm curious to see if maybe the box goes off, blows a hole in something, and everybody manages to like dip the fuck out of the new escape route or something.
That sounds plausible. The box is definitely going off. Unfortunately, we have a break chapter next week, but I did love that fucking transformation sequence where they get like an official Sentai thing where their clothes rips off and their new armor, high-tech armor beams the fuck on.
Yeah, that was like some Sailor Moon kind of shit that was happening over there.
I've very much enjoyed the Germa 66 as like the fucking like Nazi Sentai supervillains.
Yeah.
It's a shame that we're now have to like sympathize with them. I still really wanted to see Sanji kick the shit out. And we may still get that.
I think it's gonna be like not sure if we're gonna sympathize with them, but it's gonna be like kind of a cool battle between like evil people. Like we're gonna have the evil Germa 66 fight, and then we're gonna have evil Big Mom parts fight as well, and they're gonna use that distraction to their advantage.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Like, you can't really sympathize with them. They're fucking Nazis.
Yeah, the only one who's made...
Like, the parallels have been, really obviously set up. They're fucking Nazis. So, there's really no way to make them sympathetic.
Except Reiju, right?
Okay, Reiju gets to be sympathetic, but I mean, the Germa 66 as a whole is not exactly a sympathetic fucking organization.
Yeah.
They've not been made good guys. Sanji's brothers are assholes who all deserve to get kicked. And yeah, well, it almost kind of reminds me of like Greg. You remember back in Hunter x Hunter where they had the Phantom Troop versus the Chimera Ants?
Yes. Yeah.
It wasn't a super important story, but it was sort of like a fun sort of like, let's see the bad guys versus the worst bad guys, and it's fun to see bad guys fight bad guys.
Exactly. Those kinds of storylines are fun to watch.
Yeah.
But we'll start right now. Big Mom's better than Big Father. And sadly, we'll have to wait a week before we find out if what the fuck they're gonna do. Since I thought the castle there was gonna be a bit more of a stalemate, and that Big Father would have like some sort of defensive shield or some bullshit, and they'd be able to last a little bit longer while they planned their counterattack or escape. But they're going straight into like Beijing is getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I die, you all get popped out.
It's a really tough situation for Beijing because like he's basically putting himself like in front of all the action. He's like using himself as a human shield to protect the rest of his crew and even Luffy and stuff.
The interesting thing, though, and we've had like a lot of different shades of like villainy. Scott, so Beijing's definitely gotten a huge markup in terms of like interest as like one of the supernovas throughout this arc. Oda's done a really good job. What do you think about the fact that Beijing just didn't try and run, and the fact that he like actually helped the Straw Hats? To me, I thought I was kind of he's obviously not a likable character. We've been given enough information about him to know that he's like not a good guy. But, we've been showed that he's a reliable guy. And, even terrible people that are kind of reliable, kind of like get a notch on the likability scale.
I mean, I'd put him in, like, the anti-hero area. Like, he's like a violent bastard, but he clearly shows loyalty to people he makes deals with and his own crew. So it's not like he's going around just, like, treating them like cannon fodder, and he's obviously not going back on this deal, even though it makes sense not to do it because he's so fucked if he does.
Well, the scumbag thing to do if he was like really anti-hero and villainous would be like, haha, I'll let the Straw Hats be my meat shield while I get away.
Yeah, okay, that's fair, but at the same time, I'd probably put him at like a maybe chaotic neutral, or maybe just neutral, somewhere in that line, rather than like the chaotic evil we were initially led to believe he was.
Yeah, that sort of makes sense. I can see that alignment.
Yeah.
And
sure.
the interesting thing is that like Big Mom's also like fighting to murder one of her children. Well, we know she doesn't give a shit about her children, but she's like fighting to murder her child and grandchild.
Yeah.
Because Beijing's like married to one of her daughters, and they got the little mini Beijing baby.
Well, she doesn't know who's inside the castle, right? Like at all times.
Well, true. She has no idea.
Like Beijing could potentially sneak all sorts of people inside of his castle body, if you think about it.
I wonder if he'd try and use that as leverage, like her daughter and grandson, or if he'd just be like he knows she has so many fucking children, he's not even gonna bother.
I mean, we've seen scenes before where Big Mom has, like, attacked her own children, like, without any regard whatsoever. Like, one of her outbursts of, like, oh, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna eat my own children. Remember that? Like, when she had a temper tantrum?
And she, like, kills one of her first children who's introduced by, like, ripping out his soul.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so we know she doesn't give a shit about mostly doesn't give a shit about the well-being of her kids. So yeah, very interesting development. And good old Oda's getting himself a break, so we'll have to survive without One Piece to fill our dreary existences with adventure and glee and the incredible high drama of this Totland arc. Although it's funny though, they're like animating. They're in the middle of the Totland arc in the anime. So God,
really?
how many more chapters do you think this is gonna last?
And we're coming to a crux, so maybe 30.
I'd say 15 or 20 most.
Yeah, and we're gonna have like a bunch of fight scenes, and then we're gonna have the wrap up. So I'm including like all the stuff that falls in between the like final punch being laid in and the start of the next major arc.
Yeah, I guess 30 could like feel a little bit more reasonable because it definitely feels like Oda's like the Totland arc has been really concise in terms of like how quickly things have been moving around, and it feels like he got some notes about after fucking Dressrosa, and now he's like moving at a steadier clip.
Yeah,
good on him for not doing something similar to Dressrosa again so quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like Dressrosa was kind of like he was trying to do a throwback to Arabasta.
Yeah.
It just like lasted a little bit too long.
Who knows? Maybe I'll make a video someday about my annoyances about the Dressrosa arc and like how much fat that was on it that we really didn't need. But I'm very happy this is concise. So I think we've done a thorough and concise discussion of this chapter. What are your ratings, Greg, Zavule, and Gorogregoro?
9.
What do you give it? 9?
Yeah, I'll give it a 9. It was pretty good. Like I fucking love the transformation sequence and the character designs. I'm pretty happy. I'm thinking this is going to lead into something cool. So
Yeah, it's been consistent. It hasn't been like the height of like One Piece. Oh my fucking god! Consistency was like, oh man, this was glorious. Back when like the Whitebeard, the Whitebeard War was being published like from week to week, and that was like every week was like, oh, oh. I think even if you like do a Google search and you look at One Piece and you go to like 1999. 2009 to 2010, you'll see that One Piece had like a huge dramatic spike, and like even the manga volumes were like selling like gangbusters, just because like there was so much investment in that arc. So obviously it hasn't quite reached that height yet, but it's still very very good. It's like probably the best it's been in the new world.
yeah,
I just love the pacing of how everything's like moving along in the story so far, and all the character designs and then all the action sequences. It's always like a great experience to read this manga.
Well, the interesting thing though is that like the big I think insight Luffy's gonna get is that like this is what it takes to fight a Yankow, and he sees how far he is because eventually he's gonna have to have his direct one-on-one fight with Kaido, with the other supernovas. So who knows? Maybe we'll get Gear 5 or some sort of training sequence off screen where Luffy, takes himself to another plateau.
yeah.
As awesome as the Gear 4 design and transformation was, I feel like I always kind of pissed that Doflamingo was the guy who warranted it, just given the fact that like the Doflamingo fight should not have been that long. He's not like a character who's really like worthy of like, this is the form where I punch the hardest. Because think about it. His power is that he pulls the strings. He pulls the fucking strings. He should be a character who manipulates and doesn't fight directly. He shouldn't be someone who, you just have a bro punch out fight. He should be a guy who like manipulates Luffy, and then Luffy somehow thinks in his like own retarded way, a way to outsmart him, lands a hit, and then that's it. That's it. You didn't need a new form.
I agree with that. The Doflamingo fight could have gone way differently, and probably should have in that respect.
I don't know. I kind of like the fourth gear.
I don't get me wrong. I think fourth gear is like a really great power up, and it's a brilliant design. I just feel like it should have been saved for something else.
Yeah. Like maybe a fight with one of Big Mom's lieutenants.
Yeah, or Big Mom herself.
Yeah,
Not even Big Mom. I feel like just Lieutenant would make it feel like that much like desperate, where it's like, when he first turned to Gear 4 against just Biscuit, right? The Biscuit Commander dude.
Yeah.
Like that felt like, oh my god, he turned to Gear 4 already, and this is going to be a huge problem like going forward. Like, how is he going to deal with Big Mom?
Yeah, I did like that Biscuit fight was really well handled in terms of like setting up that like there are dangerous stakes here, and Luffy triumphs, but it feels like one, he really earned it, and two, he had to outthink of it, and he did it in a way that was like perfectly suitable for Luffy.
Exactly.
Which was eating all his fucking cracker soldiers.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I really do kind of wish that Doffy had turned out to be more of a subtle manipulator. Because that is kind of the impression you get when he's first introduced, when all the warlords are called together. He doesn't strike you as a fighter. He's just like, he's a puppet master and has the ability to control people's bodies and actions. Like that really would have been the way to go with that. But instead we got something that's dragged. Although honestly, I still think the entire arc would have been way more palatable if they cut 3/4 of the Colosseum.
Yeah, we didn't need like that tournament. I also would have cut like a lot of the King Riku Rebecca backstory just because it felt like too much like redundant Arabasta stuff.
Yeah, I mean he really just kind of like stretch there, and I didn't need nearly that many side characters. Usually I love the Oda side characters, but Christ on a cracker. That was overload. I just wanted most of them to die. I wanted them to die more than I wanted little brats in Promised Neverland. Monster.
Well, Scott, which is your least favorite side character? Was it the Bandito guy who like wore a cactus on his head and like his ability was like to pick up swords and throw them, or was it like the fucking the guy with the giant cone head?
It was the Boxing King. It's always the Boxing King. Anyone who has to power up that long outside of Dragon Ball Z just needs a swift kick to the nuts.
Wait a minute. Was this character inspired by One Punch Man?
No. Are
you sure?
No. And I'll tell you why. One, he has to like sit around and charge up to like get his stupid punch, and he's the stupid design. He's like the Boxing King, and One Punch Man is basically like that's another video I want to like try and make someday. Is like I want to convert our article about Squirrel Girl versus One Punch Man, because One Punch Man he's a gag character. That's the joke. It's a joke. He's like a joke about like a fucking shonen superhero who and the existential ennui of
I totally get that. I get what you're saying. Like they're completely different in those respects, but like he just throws one punch and destroys a whole fucking mountain. That's it.
Yeah, which honestly in One Piece terms isn't that really impressive at this point.
I mean, they thought it was impressive in One Piece. in the universe, they thought it was pretty good.
And he has to like spend like 20 minutes to charge it up. It's stupid. His punch is stupid. The Punching King is stupid.
It's like putting a really severe handicap on One Punch Man.
He's a dumb design. He is a dumb power, and like we've got plenty of other characters who hit really hard. He's not special.
Yeah, he really isn't.
Doesn't like Zoro cut mountains at this point with his fucking laser swords?
Yeah, he does.
And he didn't have to he doesn't have to take 20 minutes. Like we had that whole scene where he like fights Pika. And he slices and dices, and he basically destroys an entire mountain. And that reminds me, that's something I really want to see in this series. I'm going to put up a dumb theory. I think I want to see Zoro challenged, since I feel like we have not seen him challenge at all in the New World. I want to see a nice, big, bloodied, Zoro at the edge of his life fight. And I have this dumb theory that like he actually still has his eye, and then it's like his ultimate power-up, and then he just keeps it shut because when he opens it, he's like trained it to such a degree of like precision that it's like his ultimate power-up, and he opens up the eye and it's still there, and it's like, ah!
Oh, God.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh. Please, no. We don't need Zoro to be fucking Kakashi. That's not a
So
I had
copy ninja jutsu.
Like, I hope that isn't a thing.
It probably won't be, but you never know. Realistically, I think we'll get a flashback of his training with Mihawk, and then we'll learn about some new technique he learned, and that when he was trained, it was so severe that he made a mistake in Mihawk, and Mihawk slices his eye off. Because he's been rocking that guts look for a long time now. So I guess maybe he doesn't have the eye.
I wonder if it was inspired by Berserk at all. That the cut up eye, the one eye closed thing. But yeah, I think we are kind of curious about like getting some kind of backstory for that scar on his eye and why he has it closed.
Yeah, I'm hoping Oda does it at some point. But considering how overstuffed the series is, I'm not surprised that he hasn't given us a 2-page backstory on it. But I feel like he's waiting for Zoro to have some big fight scene, and then he's gonna do it. Where Zoro actually has to try.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that was a good, fun, lively discussion. Anything else? Any final closing thoughts?
But Isaac, what did you rate this chapter?
I gave it a 9.
Oh, okay.
I agree with you guys. I think it's been consistent.
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying it. It's been really fun, and it's sad that Oda has to take his mandatory break instead of being our little manga monkey who just gives us entertainment for us lazy Americans. Fuck you, Oda. You don't deserve to have a family. You don't have to deserve to, like, do anything else. You must be stuck in your little room for my amusement because I demand it, and I'm a selfish, lazy thing that just wants to consume it. And the only thing that gives me joy in my shitty job is to, on Thursday, I can look up the stolen, scan-lated copy of your little One Piece one and become a Straw Hat pirate through a parasocial relationship. And how dare you deny that from me?
Right, dude.
How dare he?
How dare he have the presumption to have anything life outside of work? Despite giving joy to hundreds of millions of people across the globe for the past 20 years on a non-stop basis.
Christ.
Man.
But, I guess I shouldn't complain. We're going to have a Hunter x Hunter chapter next week, so...
Are you serious?
Yeah, next week is
all three of us are
going
to review that, right?
No, we're not.
I
Scott
don't
doesn't rate...
Hunter x Hunter. I don't watch Hunter x Hunter.
Scott's never read or watched Hunter x Hunter,
What?
so...
I watched a little bit of it, but I've never really gotten into it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you watched a little bit of it. All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully Scott will get on that Hunter x Hunter train, but, you know, I'm not going to lie. That the train is a hard train to get on because, you know, I still think the Hunter x Hunter, the Hunter exam arc is like one of the kind of weakest basic bitch shonen, you know, story arcs you can ever ask for.
I don't know. I just could never get into, was it Gon?
Yeah, God's a fucking terrible character.
Yeah.
God's the worst.
It doesn't matter how terrible Gon is. It's just...
Yes, it does!
There's so much going on in this series.
He's not a shit beast.
Yeah, that's why Hunter x Hunter has like so many good moments and so many, it's so fucking amazing. But I want to do, like, I've tried to find a video that like defines the appeal of Hunter x Hunter, and I haven't quite seen the perfect one that like gets it head on the nails. I mean, I someday, who knows, maybe I'll get Scott on the Hunter x Hunter train. But you know, that's gonna be a while.
We'll see.
And
but
eventually, maybe it can get you guys on the Dorohedoro train, and we can get the Dorohedoro.
You know, Greg, I have an offer which I'll make you off the stream about Dorohedoro.
Oh, okay.
Because there's something I want you to read, and I'll read Dorohedoro. Maybe we could do a video on the entire series overview, and you know, if you agree to do this review of the thing I want.
Sure. Sounds like
all right. So we've gotten off topic. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out For the Problem with Pudding, written by Zavule. I'm going to be uploading that after I get all these video reviews out, because that's my creme de la creme premium content, and I always like to make sure that, you know, it gets featured after this vlog stuff, which I, you know, just do to keep on algorithms, math.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Are you like shouting out key phrases to get people, you know, hyped up?
No, there's this scene from like Transformers: Age of Extinction where Stanley Tucci plays this like Bill Gates kind of like CEO, and because like, you know, Michael Bay's understanding of that culture, like he just has him like in a lab and he says, "Why can't we make Optimus Prime? Algorithms, math." So now that's like my go-to phrase for like any sort of like complicated keyword SEO bullshit thing, and it's just sort of like algorithms, math, or anything that's like, you know, revolves around computer science or any like deeper knowledge.
Christ. All right.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
I totally missed that reference, but I mean, now I understand it.
All right. Thanks for watching the video.
Thanks, folks.
See ya.
You gotta love to be got it back, yeah. Love turns into time, don't you grab it.